Hello, this is Reverend Stephanie Neal presenting the Book of Tarot. And yes, we are on the tens, which means we are at the end of the pips. So in general discussion, we're going to be talking about interviewing your decks. When securing a new deck for study or for reading, interview your decks to see how well you will work with it and it with you. Not everyone does this, but you may want to try it and see what kind of connection you begin to have with your deck. Because I believe that the tarot, and yet I think that everything has a consciousness and has an intelligence, and that goes for the tarot too. So a deck interview is a way to get to know your new deck or an older deck. The deck interview will inform you what kind of journey you will have with your new deck. The deck tells you how it sees itself. It informs you of its personality and purpose. Essentially, the interview spread is very simple, even though there are many types of spreads dealing with the deck interview. But I just used the straight line of cards, horizontal, 7 cards face down on a flat surface, and then there you go. You're just ready. So it's just nice, simple, and then begin your interview, questioning the first card on the left. So you start from the left and move towards the right. So as you're questioning the first card, then after you complete your question or questions, you flip it over to interpret it. Well, let's just start with the questions. The first position, which naturally is the first card on the left. What is your task as a deck? Simple, right to the point. It's defining itself. Second position. You move to the second card. You ask this question. How do you see yourself as a deck? What are your weaknesses or limitations? So there's 2 questions there. Then you flip over the card to interpret it. So really the first 2 questions or 3 questions are defining the card. Third position. Your attention now is on the third card. What is your impression of me as a tarot? Fourth position. What are your strengths as a card? And then you can add also, what are your strengths as a deck? Are you a daily deck or a seasonal deck, a self-reading deck, a study deck, or a current deck? Or it can be all. What are you going to teach me? The fifth position. How will I collaborate with you and learn from you? This question always sounds to me as if you're first learning the personalities of your spirit guides, because this, in fact, is one of the questions you ask as you're developing your relationship in the beginning. So that's interesting. Sixth position. What new passions or talents will you inspire in me? Seventh position. What shadows of mine will you help me bring to light and love? Will you challenge how I perceive the world, myself, my job, my health, and tarot? Now, with this question, this really is 5 questions. So you may want to break that down and just specifically ask each, for example, will you challenge how I perceive the world? Then the next question, will you challenge how I perceive myself, and so on. So now that you have all the cards turned over, look at all the cards that you have. Then collectively interpret them as one sentence or one concept. Then you ask this: what is the potential outcome with working together? Together meaning the deck and you. All right, so as I said before, we are on the last of the pips, and it's the tens. Now, my general observation of these cards, in all the cards there is at least one individual not facing us. So that's something to keep in mind. Then the Ten of Wands has set the strong man on a stage, which I'm going to be talking about that a little later. See the double straight lines on the ground with which he's walking upon. Those are stage lines. All right. Also, in the older decks, sometimes he is placing all his heavy burden into a large bag or sack, showing he is indeed releasing his burden. So that's another good little tidbit to keep in the back of your mind as you're reading it, knowing that there's a little more there that you can consider. The Ten of Cups has the sense of, I think, arrival. In the book of, it's called The Secrets of Waite Smith Tarot by Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin, states, in the world of action, the tens are the very bottom of all the worlds. It is the final synthesis of all things, the ultimate manifestation of the ace. So, close quote. So that's another interesting tidbit that you can consider. Okay, now let me pull out my Ten of Swords here. So you see here the Ten of Swords. You notice the sign of a clergy blessing. She or he has formed with their, or he or she's hand, which you can also find in the Hierophant card. It's the only, you can see it's in the forefront of the picture, lying on the ground naturally, and there's the blessing sign of the Hierophant. So to me that connects, that pulls in the Hierophant. This card, like the rest of the tens, is the feeling of completion. The older Marseille decks indicate this is a card of success, and I know it's hard to believe, but at one point this was a card, basically it was success after overcoming many issues, over many hurdles, but the outcome was success. And then throughout time, it changed its meaning to most readers into something more subdued and more on the negative side. But once again, that's yet another thing, another option you keep in your mind as you're working with the Corns question, and you have that, and you can evaluate that in those terms. Then the Ten of Pentacles. I see clear abundance is indicated here. Whenever I see the checkerboard on a card, and there are other boards in the Waite Rider Smith deck. I go to the meaning gamesmanship is in play. So let's start with the Ten of Wands. And A.E. Waite says, a man oppressed by the weight of the 10 staves, which he is carrying, meanings a card of many significances, and some of the readings cannot be harmonized. I set aside that which connects it with honor and good faith. The chief meaning in oppression, simply, but it is also fortune, gain, any kind of success, and then it is the oppression of these things. It is also a card of false seeming, disguise, perfidy. The place which the figure is approaching may suffer from the rods that he carries. Success is in the Nine of Swords. Oh yeah, they're talking about the Nine of Swords here in his description. All right, sorry. And the Nine of Swords follows. If it is in a question of the lawsuit, there will be certain loss. Reversed. Difficulties, intrigue, and their analogies. So Waite just brought in the Nine of Swords there in relationship to the Ten of Wands. All right, so Frank Albano. Excessive pressures, problems soon to be resolved. Striving to meet a goal or to maintain a certain level of position, possibly using power for selfish ends. Mary Packard. Loyalty. A relationship will be tried, but end up stronger. Dependability. McGregor Mathers. Confidence. Security. Honor. Good. Faith. Reversed. Treachery. Subterfuge. Duplicity. Barr. Stephanie Neal. Oppression. Handling a burden. Hard worker. Dependable. Strength. Overburden. Back pain. Letting go. Aggressive energies. Resistance to creativity. Doing other people's work for them. Completing your work. Not spending enough time with your partner. Ultimately, it means success. The Ten of Cups. Waite. Appearance of cups in a rainbow. It is contemplated in wonder and ecstasy by a man and a woman below, evidently husband and wife. His right arm is above her. His left is raised upward. She raises her right arm. The two children dancing near them have not observed the prodigy, but are happy after their own manner. There is a home scene beyond. Meanings, contentment, repose of the entire heart. The perfection of that state, also perfection of human love and friendship. If with several picture cards, a person who is taking charge of the quorum's interest, also the town, village, or country inhabited by the quorum. Reversed, repose of the false heart. Indignation, violence. Albano, home, joy, pleasure, peace, love, contentment, good family, honor, esteem, virtue. Packard, strong leadership qualities, benign governance, responsible to the max. Reversed, toppled figure, fallen from grace, loss of face. Mathers, the town wherein one resides. Honor, consideration, esteem, virtue, glory, reputation. Reversed, combat, strife, opposition, differences, dispute. Neil, family, good partner, lessons learned through family, a full heart, blessings, true love, satisfaction, security, thanksgiving, trust, a feeling of arrival, deep connection, working together creates a powerful force. The Ten of Swords, weight, a prostrate figure, pierced by all the swords belonging to the card. Meanings, whatsoever is intimated by the design. Also pain, affliction, tears, sadness, desolation. It is not especially a card of violent death. Reversed, advantage, profit, success, favor. But none of these are permanent. Also power and authority. Albano, ruin, pain, affliction, mental anguish, desolation, misfortune, disappointment. Packard, fatigue, a tangle of conflicting sides, unclear results to a thorny problem. Old tactics prove insufficient. Reversed, stasis, emotional anguish, disappointment, and misfortune. Mathers, tears, affliction, grief, sorrow. Reversed, passing success, momentary advantage. Neil, ruin, frozen by your own thoughts, stabbed in the back, self-abusive thoughts, overwhelmed, stuck in a situation where no one supports your ideas and projects, beating a dead horse, depression. This situation is finished. Time to move forward. Making excuses. Success is around the corner. Self-doubt stops you in your tracks. Rise up and do not take no for an answer. The Ten of Pentacles. All right, wait. A man and woman beneath an archway which gives entrance to a house and domain. They are accompanied by a child who looks curiously at two dogs accosting an ancient personage seated in the foreground. Looking at this card now, it doesn't look like they're attacking anyone. All right. The child's hand is on one of them. Meanings: gain, riches, family matters, archives, extraction, the abode of a family. Reversed: chance, fatality, loss, robbery, games of hazard, sometimes gift, dowry, pension. Albano, accomplishment, family matters, ancestry, inheritance, home. Packard indicates domestic Prosperity as well as success in business matters. House, dwelling, habitation, family, reversed, gambling, dispensation, robbery, loss. Kneel, entering the gate of a new experience, wealth, asking for help from an elder, giving unconditional love, trusted companion, family, inheritance, legacy, archives. So there you have it. The pips are completed for now. Approach, reading for yourself. So reading for yourself, try your hand at reading for yourself. You may want to select a deck that truly sings to you, that you just love it, and it speaks clearly. And you may want it to be just that one deck is for us, just for self-reading. And because that's what it is, that it's just not reading the decks for others. It's a whole new world when you begin reading for yourself, just like it's a whole new world when you read the cards for shadow work, and it's a whole new world if you read decks for study. All right, so now the glossary. Remember when I said that I was going to talk about the stage lines? Well, one of the main designs Pamela Smith utilized in her renderings is called a stage line. And I'm going to be reading these off once I pull it up so I can see it. But basically, these cards all have a stage line, that double straight line. So that one, if you think about it, now adds another option you can consider in your interpretation. Something to the effect of, is this person playing his life out as if on a stage? Is he pretending? Is he illusionary? Or does he need to act a part on a stage for a little bit of time? So see how, and then you keep going with other thoughts like that until you zero down on what feels right to you. So anyway, here's the list. It has the stage line. 4 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 2 of Cups, and Page of Cups. All right, there you have it. And until next time, blessed be.